Okay. Yeah. Now. Thank you so much again, okay? For
You're
giving me
welcome.
the chance of recording the session.
I really, really appreciate it.
Especially because, well, I recorded the last video with you. So I have seen some improvements here, and I'm really happy about that. But I would like to know how you are and how was last week that I didn't see you.
Well, we're doing okay. Last week I had some triggers. I talked with Kendra about it, from TV stuff. And I, kind of told Don how I felt, and he didn't, get upset or anything.
Okay.
And so that was good. And, let's see.
When you just to follow you, okay? When you said that you had some things with TV, could you tell me a little bit more about that? About what happened with you?
Well, it's kind of hard to remember exactly.
It's okay.
But it was basically, it was, females, that bother me, like young ones that are high maintenance and everything, and it just set me off, and I, said to Dawn,
But she tried to endure it.
No,
This is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said to him, any of them that look or resemble like certain people that have bothered me, or that certain times that have bothered me, I can't handle it. I'm so tired of sex sells, the females flaunting. They're young, and I'm getting older. And I don't want Dawn looking at young girls and thinking they're hot and everything and got it all together. The big boobs, the big butt, the flat tummies, the long straight hair, the clothing, the not enough clothing.
That's the biggest problem.
But it is even, if they're dressed appropriately, it's even the look, the hair that is dyed and straightened, the fake eyelashes, the fake eyebrows, the makeup, the teeth, the whole look. And if they resemble anything about things that have happened in the past of particular people that Dawn has said in the past that they're cute or pretty or whatever, or I have actually seen them in the past and they resemble, or if I even feel he might think that they are pretty or sexy or anything like that, I don't like it. And I just don't want to see it. And I don't want him to see it. I don't like the thought that they are younger, because it feels to me like all the sex cell stuff is being forced at us, and they are as young as our children, or even younger as our grandchildren's ages. And then it triggers me on the fact that my dad is married to somebody 1 year younger than me.
And that's not the first one that was younger.
Right. And so it it disgusts me.
Okay.
It makes me I feel sick to my stomach, like I could throw up. I get anxiety. I get mad. I get like.
And even I can see, how hard it is for you to speak about it. I can see how much you feel speaking about it, or even not speaking, even thinking about it.
Yes, but it feels good for me to say it to you because I'm venting it, and I vent it to Kendra, and it's like being in the waiting room today. The lady who's taking the temperatures.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, but I know Lori.
Yes.
And so, but I told her when I came in to see Kendra, I said, "Oh, you're pretty," and she said, "Oh, thank you." And that was on Monday. And today, she didn't have the desk at the front door on Monday, but today she does to take our tramps right away. And she has that type of look that bothers me, but her hair is pretty. It does well for her. She can wear the color that way, and that's what is helpful for me because I sat there and I thought if her hair was brown, I would not be able to sit in the waiting room because she has the look of boobs, flat tummy, the jean, what she's wearing, the straight hair, the face, the smallness of, I looked at her hand, she's got that look.
Okay.
But what is helpful is the color of her hair is not something that triggers me.
Okay, good. Today I think that you have shared some things that I consider relevant, like the fact of you are aware of what's going on with you, not with your husband, with you.
It makes me feel like.
Then,
but I noticed he was not looking at her, and that was helpful too.
I was looking at the heating system.
He was talking about the, all kinds of things and not looking at her, so that was helpful. If he was sitting there and kept looking over at her, I'd probably maybe even flip out.
Yeah, and today you said something relevant about how to see a young woman. It's like a reminder of your father and the fact that he married some women who were younger even than you. And it looks like behind that there is something really personal with you about that, about the fact that your father was marrying younger women. Well, since we are doing couples counseling, I'm going to speak about this side. It's like now you are separating your own experiences. You are recognizing, or you have the ability to recognize what things are part of you are because of your story. Okay? Like this connection between a woman and your father, and how you feel, when you see someone who is more attractive, who is young, okay?
But his wife that he has now, and even the one back when I was a teenager that was in between my age and my sister's, both of them are not attractive.
Okay.
Both of them, no. It's the ones who trigger me resemble somebody else. And it is I feel like it's the fact that I had a lot of stuff happen all at once, and I became overwhelmed, and I think it set in my mind because he said some things about
I was trying to make
a
things
female.
better. I just made them worse.
About a female, and I said, how do you think that way? I could not figure it out that she looked like she needed a bath. She looked like she just rolled out of bed. I didn't see anything attractive about her other than she was thin, she was young. But every time I saw her, she basically had no makeup on, had her hair up in a bun, looked frazzled, and smoked cigarettes. And I saw her butt crack because she bent over to get a pack of cigarettes for our son. I had gone in there with our son. So, and I said, when we came out of there, I said, I saw her dirty butt crack. And Brandon goes, oh, I saw it too. You noticed it, you know. So, I mean, I was letting him know. And he kept defending his opinion.
Well, I thought I had a right to have an opinion, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't have that right.
He kept defending his opinion that she was cute like his sister.
Which means, okay, if she can take this and she twerks it and twists it. My sister is a person that if you see her here, you see her there, when she gets ready to go there, you wouldn't recognize her from here. And there's nothing but lying and deceit and craziness. That's my sister. Yeah. And this person is the same type of person, in my opinion. But
in my opinion,
but mine doesn't matter because all it does is get me in trouble. In
my opinion, she was not like his sister at all. Because his sister, when she puts on her makeup, she does really well putting on her makeup. She looks totally different. She can lose weight real quick, and she can gain it quick. She is basically, she's blonde, doesn't wear her hair straight at all, has short hair. She, back in the day when she was younger, she could go out and tan, and because she could lose weight fast, she could wear things, you know, but she had stretch marks back then, stuff like that. So I couldn't understand, okay, being my mom had passed away, being I had my liver problem that I was trying to figure out, I didn't want to die, and so I was being compelled to run up the street anytime he went out with his friend Dave, and I was exhausted. I had to have my rest of my teeth, well, not these back teeth, I had to have the front teeth pulled. So I felt all kinds of feelings. I was trying to deal with my eyes looking like my mom's. I was trying to deal with just overwhelming boom, 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 boom stuff. And I got down to 148 pounds, like within 6 months. And I was hardly eating, and what I did eat was super liver friendly. It was like, you know, and I ran like crazy, 57 years old. And I thought I would kill over, you know, I would run so hard it hurt in my chest, like burning, and I was being lied to, and so I was also very concerned about him because he could not breathe. He was suffocating. The heart surgeon couldn't do anything for him. I called because the heart surgeon wanted Dawn to go to Seattle
Which
for
was a waste
laser
of time to boot.
laser brachy
There's
surgery.
nothing good about
So I called, got it so we could get over there. So we get over there. He has it done. It was hell bringing him back home. I don't know if it was the next day or the next after that. He went with Dave. I gave him money, and I don't know if I already told you or not,
it. You did.
but that is where I'm having a very hard time. Like, I put trust in him. I said, you're going to the one, like the Jacksons over by Dave's because the Huxes are out that way. And I found out differently, and it was very upsetting, and I had anxiety, and I ended up in the hospital, and I could not figure him out. He kept defending his opinion. Anytime I said any kind of, thing about her, I was like,
But
she
she
looks
wasn't gonna
dirty. She looks
There's
like
no
she's bad.
allowing.
She
It's your way or
smokes.
no way.
She smokes. And he did say,
I didn't like
No,
her, but
he
you can't
did-
hear that.
he did, I've heard it.
But you don't accept it.
I've heard it.
Yeah, then why are you still talking about it?
She did, he did say,
She was a pain
when
in the ass.
I asked, is she cute for Brandon, because Brad
And I
wanted.
said it wrong, of course.
And he said, yeah, she's cute, but she's too young for me.
Yeah, because I said it wrong.
Okay? No, that was right. That was right. Yes, she is too young
No
for
kidding.
him.
No
You
kidding.
said that right.
Well, I said it wrong
Okay?
because
No,
that's not
you
what I meant.
said it right.
That's not.
Do you understand what I am
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I totally understand.
You gave me help
And-
for saying it.
No, not that.
Oh,
No.
Whatever.
He
For 3
is
years, I'm
right
thinking,
on it.
Pretty soon I'm going to step
He's-
out because she can continue. without
He's
it.
right on it. She's too young for him. So
Yeah.
I said,
And
what do
I
you
wouldn't- even
mean
if I
she's too
was-
young?
Even
for
if I
you?
was young enough, I wouldn't.
You're
want it.
married to me.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean she's too young for you? You're
Yeah.
married to me.
Like I said it wrong.
So then I hear that she wanted to go with him, the manager,
And I couldn't figure
Dave
this out either.
to
Okay.
to
Today
shoot.
we're gonna do
This is just a
something
repeat of 3 years
I
ago.
know, but it has to be solved.
Okay.
Well, I can't
Because
solve
every
it.
single one
I'm
of them
doing-
on the TV that looks
I
like
do
her,
nothing. I
that
sit home.
resembles
I
her.
do nothing.
the one out here resembles her. If you put brown
She's
hair
gonna
on
go
her.
It's okay. Today I'm gonna do
Okay.
a dynamic. Just give me a minute.
Okay, if you put brown hair on her, she looks actually better
Okay.
than the one he was defending his opinion so highly about. I could not understand why
Because I thought I could
he
have an
kept
opinion.
defending his opinion.
I thought we
And
could
then
agree to disagree in our
I
lives. We
also
can't.
could not understand why he talked to the black guy at Walmart Market and gave me hell for that and told
Because
me
I was.
I was the problem,
go.
the big problem.
I'm gonna go
No,
out.
you were the problem.
Whatever.
For
Goodbye.
me, you were the problem.
Why are you here then?
I'm trying to get this solved.
Wait there. Okay. Just try to breathe a little bit.
Ooh.
It's okay. Try to breathe a little bit.
Then in this session, he told us, you and me, he said, he didn't like me back then. I said, what did you not like about me? Was it that I didn't have teeth? He couldn't give an answer. I would like to know why he didn't like me back then, because I didn't like him back then, and I'm still trying to like him because he's the one that is the problem, not me. It does not feel good to think that he can stoop so low to talk and defend an opinion about somebody who is 25 years old?
Okay. Then I have a question for you.
Okay.
It may be a tough question, but I think that reflecting about that will help. What will happen if your husband wants to be with someone younger, or even not younger? What will happen if he wants you to be with someone else? Because I think that that's a fear that you really have, you know? For what you have shared with me, Janet, it looks like your father left you or abandoned you. And it gives me the impression that somehow you have the same fear. And that when your husband sees another woman who can be attractive to him, arise the fear of being abandoned again.
I see what you're saying. I feel like we only dated 3 months. There was somebody at church he thought was cute, and she resembles how Erica, the one at the gas station, how she looks. So I feel like he thinks, okay, he will be wonderful, and he'll say things like, I love you, we're married, we went to the temple, we're sealed, I want to be with you forever, you know, and all that. But because of him defending his opinion about Erica, and because he talked about Cheryl, the one that resembles her, I feel like he picked the wrong person. I don't have those type of looks, and I feel like I'm not as attractive as they are to him. And
okay, and then a question for you there. Do you think that the only reason why a man is with a woman is because of how she looks?
I think that's a lot to do with it. I think that they have to feel attraction.
Yeah.
I think that it's the whole package. The whole package. And I think that had I kept my weight off, and I think that if I could, you know, like, have a body more like they have, like the one in the waiting room, he would like it better to be with a wife that looked more like that. And
so you think that your husband would leave you just because another woman is more attractive?
I think
some way.
I think he thinks that if he could, then maybe so. I just think I'm not attractive to him like they are, like she is, or like, you know, he could be sitting out there looking at the one in the waiting room, you know.
So then you think that this is about you, because you are saying, oh, I'm not as attractive as they are. These girls are the kind of girls that my husband wants to be with.
Yeah, and they're fake. Like, him saying she's cute like my sister, I saw how his sister, without her makeup, she didn't look great. With her makeup, she looked better, you know? So I think he saw Erica at the gas station at times when she had makeup on, and he did tell me, I said, what is about her that you defend your opinion about and say she's cute like your sister? What is it about her? He goes, oh, now you say that. Oh, that's good for you to say. It's when she has her hair straightened, he said to me. So, I never saw her with her hair down straightened. I saw it up, always up.
tied.
But I looked her up on Facebook. I found her on Facebook, and I see pictures of her with her hair straightened and with makeup on. She can make herself look good.
Okay.
I don't know why he had to keep defending his opinion. Why could he not drop it? Why was he the way he was then? Why did he have to go there and not go to Jackson's or Maverick? And bringing him back from Seattle, he gave me hell all the way home.
And you are mad about that.
And yeah, and then like the next day, it was soon after getting back from Seattle, he went with Dave to go to the Hoxes, and I gave him the money and said, don't use the debit card for just a Diet Coke. Here's some cash. You're probably going to go to the Jacksons over by Dave's. Yeah, So I put trust in him. He'd already lied to me 2 times before that. So then I ended up, instead of running up the street, I called. And a guy answered the phone. His name was Jordan. Then I asked, is that Erica? Then I asked Erica, I'm like, this is Don's wife, Janet. Did Don come in there? Oh, yes, he did. He told me he had his heart worked on. Why did he even have to let her know that he had his heart procedure? Why, it was none of her business. Why did he have to tell her? And it was like as if, oh, I'm so sorry. How much can he get from her of, oh, I'm so sorry, and then...
Just to help you to reflect, because I know this story, okay?
Right.
You remember that you
I do remember.
So let's want to see the same story from a new perspective, okay?
Okay.
So imagine that, yes. Because I think that this is what you are thinking. And now I can see another part of the story. It looks like you think that if he lied to you, it was because he was interested in this girl.
Right.
It looks for you that if he went to the gas station again, if he shared the conversation of her heart problems, that if he lied to you, it was because he was interested in this lady.
Yes.
Okay? You saw her pictures, she looks better, so you assume that he could date her, basically. And I think that you are mad thinking about that.
Well, he talked to the black guy. I know I already told you that.
Mm-hmm.
The black guy knew that Don is on opioids.
Yeah.
Don had got extra opioids from his friend Dave.
Mm-hmm.
I told Kendra that I put 2 and 2 together, and the guy behind us that lived behind us, he does not live behind us anymore, but he had a car problem.
Yeah,
and I told you?
Mm-hmm. I remember the story.
Did I tell you that Don shared some extra medication?
And that you were worried about that.
Yes.
Because you thought that maybe this guy was or could go to your place or follow you because he got more information that he would or he should get.
Well, Don was giving his extra medication that he had got from Dave, because Dave gave it to Don for Don to use, because Dave and his wife had had surgeries.
Yeah.
And so there was one time Don needed his opioids, and he'd already given away the ones Dave had given. And so it wasn't able to be on his insurance because it was like too soon. So Don said to me, well, you figure it out. If you think that I should have my medication before I can get it on his insurance,
Yeah.
then you figure it out if you want to pay it or if I should wait or whatever. And I thought, if he is without the opioid, what's he going to be like? You know, how am I going to deal with him for X amount of days until he can get it on the insurance? So I paid for it, and it was like, I don't know, 60 something back then. Well, if he hadn't have given that medication that was extra from Dave, if he hadn't given it to the guy that had lived behind us, he would have had some extra medication where we wouldn't have had to pay out of pocket.
Okay.
And then, like, just recently, I went to get his medication, the opioid, and they said, you have to wait until the 11th.
Okay.
And because he had picked it up on the 11th last month. So I don't say it to him because I don't want to fight with him. But I think in my head, well, you shouldn't have given that extra medication that Dave gave to you, you know, to help you. You should have held on to it for times like this when you can't get your medication. It's just like we talked to our friends, Peggy and Roger, yesterday about, you know, the world, how it's going, be prepared. And Peggy said, without my thyroid, I will die, you know, because I won't get my medication, you know. So it's like, if you don't have your medication, what are you going to do in the future when you might not be able to get it from the pharmacy? But Don didn't look at it. In other words, I'm trying to figure out why he gave that guy the medication that Dave gave to Don to help Don.
Okay.
And why he put it through, like, where he shouldn't give medication to that guy. He could get in trouble for it.
I have a question for you about this, because I see you really mad, okay?
Yeah.
When you are sharing these experiences with me, I see how mad you are about that. At the same time, I see you sad.
Very sad. Very sad because he surprises me. I never expected him to be like how he was, how he had been, like, to defend his opinions so much about her, to talk to the black guy about, I take opioids, to put us at risk for the black guy to go, oh, where do they live? If I see him around, I could follow him, find out where they live, and I could rob him to get his opioids. I wondered if Erica was getting opioids from Don. I wondered one day, and this was before it was the very beginning of just hearing that, oh, the girl up there wants to go shoot with us, you know. It was very beginning of it. And I had been shopping, grocery shopping. I came home. Don had cleaned the whole house. I was like, you know, I had my scrapbooking stuff that had been out. He took it all, put it in the plastic bins, put them in the corner and everything. And I was like, where did everything go, you know? And I thought, why did he clean the house so well? And I thought, is he trying to get her to come over to our house?
Okay.
And so I hadn't even met her yet. I hadn't even gone to see what she looked like or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so odd. It was really odd. And then he had gone to one of the other girls, supposedly. He'd gone to the other girl that worked there to help her parents with their heating or something, you know, their AC or something. And she owed Don money because he got the part.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't pay him right away when he expected her to. So he told Mike, the manager, your employee, she owes me money. Well, I thought it was weird that he would tell Mike because, yeah, he's her manager, but he has nothing to do with, you know, what could he do, you know, about it. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was weird. And so because he lied to me, I wonder, is that story really true? Did he go to her parents' place or did he go to her place? And was Erica there with her? And what exactly did happen? And why did he clean our house so good? And then...
Okay, just to know that I am understanding very well,
Okay.
So it looks like when he lied to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you realize that he was lying to you, affected the trust that you have.
Definitely. It made me look back at everything in the past and go, what else has he done that he lies to me about?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, going a little bit, okay, to the past.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that once during a session, okay, your husband had a conversation with you about it. Even he offered you an apology. And I remember that then one of my questions for you was about why it was so hard for you. Okay? Or how it was so hard for you.
Right. I remember.
Now, listening to this part, I think that I am understanding better. However, I see this part that I don't know if I can show you, but I am going to try, okay? It's not only what your husband does, okay? Because the reality, Janet, is that, yeah, maybe he lied to you. Maybe he went to talk to this lady. You found out about it. Mm-hmm. Then it's true, he may clean the house for a good reason, maybe no. We really don't know, okay? Mm-hmm. We are just kind of guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But what is getting my attention is how much or how these experiences are affecting you. Because you are trying to save this marriage, okay?
Right.
He is trying to save this marriage.
It does not seem like it to me when he walks out the door. He would get mad at home, and he would come at me. And, you know, he's got a temper, and I ended up at the crisis center. Okay. And so I don't say nothing that's going to make him mad anymore at home. Mm-hmm. But I want to get to the bottom of it here in counseling because I'm tired of feeling the way I feel. Mm-hmm. But he walks out. He doesn't want to, you know, get it figured out. He doesn't want, he knows I have a problem about my dad who, that he's married to younger people. And it probably is part of that, because Erica is so young and Don's older. And to me, it feels like he does not want to get to the bottom of it. Yeah.
And what do you think that is the bottom of this?
I feel like he should be like, I screwed up.
Okay.
I really should not have defended my opinion. Instead of saying, well, I don't have an opinion like he did today, I could see that I really don't have an opinion. He's trying to make it look like, oh, poor me. I have no opinion. I just can't have an opinion. No, that's not it.
Why you are really mad.
Have your opinion and then move on. Don't be defending your opinion. It's like, I like Trump. I don't have to keep telling people I like Trump.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he likes Trump. He's not telling everybody. He's not even like every day telling me, Janet, I like Trump. That's my opinion. So it's like, if he could have been like, at the very beginning when I said, is she okay for Brandon? Well, yeah, but instead of saying, well, even saying she's too young for him, I'm okay with that because it is true. She is too young for him. It's like, yeah. But when I said, what do you mean she's too young for you? You're married to me?
Mm-hmm.
It should have stopped right then. And he should not have defended his opinion anymore. He shouldn't have said, she's cute like my sister. She's cute like my sister. It just kept on and on. I would be like, I don't understand why you have to go there. You're saying she's cute like your sister. I even went in there with him, came out. I'm like, she is not cute like your sister. Well, it's my opinion. She's cute like my sister. And then I would be like,
and what about that, Janet? I see both parts of what you are sharing with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, I'm thinking also, what about that? That's his opinion, his honest opinion.
I don't think it needed to be drilled into me. He knew my mom had died, that I came back home, that my liver issue, my teeth, he knew all that. On top of it, I know I told you that somebody from church who has a lot of babies and has her figure all, she was always coming and asking his opinion for her problems with, and I never saw her husband talk to Don. So I put an end to it. I called Dave. I said, the lady who keeps having the kids that you and Don have helped, can I get her phone number? I called right away, got a hold of her husband, and I said, she needs to find help for you guys from somebody else. Don has had heart issues. This is becoming a problem for my marriage. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Why was it always her and not her husband? Mm-hmm. And she even had the look, and she kept popping out kids, and Dawn wanted to have 12 kids when we first got married, and I had C-sections, and I didn't want to have any more C-sections, and he had a vasectomy. Mm-hmm. I was like, no more kids when we had our third. On the table for the C-section, I turned to him and said, no more kids. So he went and had a vasectomy because they wouldn't give me a hysterectomy.
Mm-hmm.
Or tie my tubes, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was attracted to the one who always had the kids, and that, you know, look, she's popping out kids. She can do it. And it just made me feel like I was a total failure and ugly, and he wasn't interested in me anymore. I didn't have teeth. He didn't want to go with me anywhere. He didn't want to do anything. He knew that I was crying because of my mom passing away. He wasn't supportive. I feel like I was supportive to him for his heart. I've been supportive for him for his back. I just feel like he also told me I made a new life for myself. I'm not going to be here at home. I'm going to go out with Dave. I made a new life for myself, so I kept hearing that too. I felt like all I'm going to do is my scrapbook making stuff. All I'm going to do is crochet and knit, and he's never going to go anywhere with me, and he doesn't want to, and I'm just here to make his food. He can't even cut an apple for himself. I'm here to call his doctor. I'm here to go to the grocery store. I'm here to do... I stopped doing, like, the housework.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he would make me so mad I would not do his laundry.
Mm-hmm. You're tired?
Yeah.
And you are mad?
Yeah.
You are sad?
Yeah.
Because now I can understand you better. It looks like you felt that he's not appreciating what you do for him.
Yeah. He wasn't kissing me. And it feels like he is forced to. He just, oh gosh, I gotta show her a little bit of attention, so I'll give her a kiss. Okay, he is not showering very often. I do not like it because I was raped by a guy who hadn't showered. When I screwed up and had an affair, Don was depressed. He was not showering. I have started looking at guys again and going, can that one make me happier? Will that one show me love? Will that one actually go do things with me? Will that one actually pay some attention to me in a way that I don't feel like he is forced to pay attention to me? What about a guy going, what about Don going, your hair, I love it. You're beautiful. He does say you're beautiful over and over and over and over and over. I've told him, say something else.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how mad you are. Okay? I can understand even better today why you are so mad. I can see the other part, and I have a question for you about that. How do you decide, the reasons to stay in this marriage if you feel that way?
Because I sometimes he's nice, and he says, I think we knew one another before we ever came to earth. I think that, God put us together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, he'll say things that I'm like, okay,
And what about you? What is your opinion about that? About this marriage? Not about, what he thinks, not about what he thinks. But what about Janet?
I think I don't know. I can't think right now.
Mm-hmm.
What about? I'm sort of, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know because I don't know if I trust how he really feels about me. Is he just saying the things that he says to make me okay? When he can't sit in here to try to solve it? I feel like I look a lot like my mom since I've gotten older, and I think he's not attracted to that. Especially when I don't put on makeup and when I haven't put my teeth in yet.
So you are afraid of looking like your mom? A person that probably not many people love?
She was hard to love.
And what kind of things would you do now?
What do you mean?
Like, I have the impression that you think that you are like your mom. That you think that you look like your mom. And I can see that you are afraid about that. But you know what? I don't know if you have thought that maybe you are not like your mom. That you don't look like your mom. Maybe a part of you, your eyes. But that does not mean that you have to be like her. Remember that? I think that once we had a tiny conversation about it, it gives me the impression that the point is that maybe you don't know yourself enough. Because you are more worried for things outside of you than about you, about like me, Janet. What do I want? How do I feel? How I want to feel today, tomorrow. What I want to do with my future. Okay, because you have been really worried about the situation with your mom, about your story, because I know your story and how tough it is, about your husband, the fact that you don't want to be abandoned, okay, for another woman, younger like your father did, okay, maybe it's true, when you started sharing other things about the behaviors of your husband, I could see another part of your story. So I'm not surprised when I see you mad, because I think that it's okay to be mad. It's good to validate that part of us. Yeah, I'm mad, and I have been mad for a while, as you share with me, and that's fine. So, but there is another part, maybe not today because we don't have much time, but it will be helpful to explore that. This is not about just acting that our marriage is working, okay? Some people can do it, okay? Maybe you want this, maybe you don't. The intention is to do what you really want. That's why, to me, to know what you want really matters.
What I want is a man who he tells me that there are times he says, "You're wonderful, and you do all this stuff, and it's wonderful." But he just says it. I'd like him to actually show that he wants, like he has to take pills to be able to do it. I said, "I'm leaving it up to you. You decide when you're wanting to and take the pills, let me know ahead of time." And he would say, "Maybe Sunday we can." Then Sunday would come. Nope. "Oh, maybe on Wednesday." Nope. So I would I asked him if he would take a shower with me, and he refused. He said that he's ashamed of himself, his body. Well, my body's not perfect. When you love somebody, that does not matter to you. You love them. And so it made me more ashamed of my flaws by him rejecting. And it just, he sits in the recliner a lot. He drank a whole carton of chocolate milk that was supposed to be for him and Brandon. And when Brandon got home from work, I said, "Oh, you can have some chocolate milk that I bought for you and your dad." He said, "That one's all gone." I said, "Oh my goodness." In one day, he drinks way too much Diet Coke. Way too much. I don't know.
I need to conclude this session.
Okay.
But today you said some things that we will need to review. Okay?
Okay.
And this is important. You mentioned how you feel, what kind of behaviors he's doing, what kind of behaviors you are expecting. Some things I think are because you are expecting. Some things are because, it may be a possibility that your husband is doing things that you don't want to. Okay? But this week I would invite you to think, what do I want? Okay? Know what my husband says, the church says, but to have at least that honest moment with yourself, to think, what would I really like? Okay? And then we will see. Okay?
Okay.
Because sometimes it may be, Janet, that what you want is not what your husband can provide you with. Okay? And sometimes to know it can be helpful because there are options. We can stay in that marriage. We can leave. But accepting the person that we have can be really helpful. Because we are going to see who we really have, and we are not going to continue asking for things that maybe he or she is not going to do. Okay?
Okay.
Because when we have an expectations and we continue waiting and waiting and waiting, we suffer. And you know what? One day probably we need to realize that we are not going to get what we want. And then it's a good time to see, okay, what I have, who I really have by my side. And then to know, do I want to be with this person or I cannot? Okay? And some people decide to stay there, okay? But not continue expecting some things that are not gonna happen. And that does not mean that the marriage has to be bad. Maybe it can be a marriage where you have to discover your husband as he really is now, okay? Or maybe you can go to the point of saying, you know what, I cannot stay here, okay? But to be honest with you, and I see you sad about it.
I get it. I understand what you're saying.
And I think that in your case, it will be helpful, not only for the good of you, but for the good of your husband. Okay?
Okay.
So, are you okay to end the session?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay?
Okay.
Good. Let me walk you out.
Okay.
Do you need like Kleenex?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Please take care, okay?
Okay, so 2 weeks.
Do you want to come next week?
Okay. Okay.
Oh! Just let me turn this computer. Ay.
I don't know. I think they're like little air cleaner things. I don't know.